This guy, Carlos Alcaraz, in my opinion, is the most talented 2021-22 that I've ever seen on a tennis court. That's more than Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, who I have great respect for.
Alcaraz is a joke right now.
Carlos is on a pace to become the best of all time.
Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time tennis players themselves started calling someone the greatest while they're still actively trying to beat him? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. This isn't fans on Twitter. This isn't journalists chasing clicks. This is people who know exactly how hard this sport is, quietly and sometimes not so quietly, admitting something terrifying. Carlos Alcaraz isn't just better than them on a good day. He's doing things they didn't think were possible at his age. And once you hear why they're saying this, you'll understand why some players already believe we're watching the greatest tennis player ever in real time.
Alcaraz is a joke right now.
Unbelievable. I think he's playing like Federer,
Yeah.
but more physical.
Yeah, so that's what I say. I think he's got a bit of Nadal, Federer, and Novak. He's got all three. He plays like Federer a little bit.
Yeah.
Physicality of Nadal, and then he entertains a little bit like he's got that. I don't know. He's got confidence like Novak. He's gonna. I think he could get 15 slams.
I think so too, but I mean, this pressure is killing him.
One thing you need to understand about tennis players, especially elite ones, is that they almost never hype their rivals like this. This isn't basketball. This isn't football. Tennis is personal. Every loss hurts. Every rivalry is direct. And compliments? Those are usually polite, generic, and carefully worded. That's why what's happening with Carlos Alcaraz feels different. These guys aren't promoting him. They're competing against him. Every compliment is basically admitting this problem isn't going away. When multiple rivals with completely different playstyles all say the same thing, that's when you stop calling it hype and start calling it recognition. And the scary part? They're not just praising what he does, they're praising how easily he does it. Which brings us to the next question. What exactly is Carlos Alcaraz doing on a tennis court that makes the best players in the world sound like this?
This guy, Carlos Alcaraz, in my opinion, is the most talented young kid, 2021-22, that I've ever seen on a tennis court. That's more than Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, who I have great respect for. I idolize Rod Laver. I played Pete Sampras. This guy is astoundingly good.
Wow.
When he's on. One of the quickest guys has ever been on the court. Incredible personality. The attitude's amazing. He's got every shot in the book. Everything.
Because once players finish praising Carlos Alcaraz, they usually follow it up with something like, I don't even know how to play him. And that sounds crazy until you actually break his game down. Most elite tennis players are built around one identity. You've got power guys, grinders, serve bots, baseline machines. Carlos shows up and plays all of it. His forehand is already one of the most explosive shots on tour. We're talking RPMs and ball speed comparable to peak Nadal levels, except Carlos takes the ball earlier and hits it flatter, which gives opponents even less reaction time.
I think Alcaraz will get the number because I don't think there are as many good players. Like when Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic were getting the slams, there were more outside players that could beat them, There were more dangerous players. I don't think Sinner and Alcaraz can lose to anyone. Maybe Novak, maybe not in best of five.
I agree.
I can't see.
I agree with you 100%.
Because there's no serve bots anymore too. There's no Karlovic or Isner, maybe Pericard, but I don't know. I can't see Alcaraz or Sinner losing.
Players like Medvedev have openly said Alcaraz is one of the hardest players to beat. You're pushed 6 feet behind the baseline to defend power, and suddenly sprinting forward on the next shot, completely off balance. Carlos covers the court like someone 5 kilos lighter. His lateral speed, recovery steps, and first step explosiveness allow him to defend like Djokovic, but counterattack immediately. This isn't neutral defense. This is defense that turns into offense before you even reset.
I was practicing with Carlos when he was 15 or 16 in Rio de Janeiro, and he was very skinny back then, but the practice was so intense. So I was talking to my coach after, and we were saying, this guy's gonna be amazing, 100% at one point. And then I was practicing also with Yannick, I think one time, Monte Carlo or something, and you could see that he's a really good player, but and of course possible that he's gonna become a great, but who knows, maybe yes, maybe no. luckily he became one, but it's very different.
Novak Djokovic once hinted Carlos doesn't give you a clear tactical door to walk through. Whatever you do well, he does enough of it too. Carlos plays to win. Statistically, this shows up in how aggressive he is on crucial points. He doesn't reduce risk, he commits to it. Sports psychology research actually backs this up. Elite performers who trust automatic decision-making under stress outperform those who consciously slow things down. Carlos operates almost entirely in that instinctive zone.
Sinner and Alcaraz are going to wipe out a lot of generation. You know, it's like what the big three did.
I hate it when they do that.
Yeah, and I'm really annoyed that Sinner's not an American. I mean, it's like a German guy, an Austrian. You know, learn to speak German. He lives there at a ski. Shouldn't he have grown up in L.A.? Maybe
I don't know. You know what? I think we can all just be happy that Spain finally has a good male tennis player, right? Like, thank God they waited hours.
But you know what? I feel like, honestly, if the next 10 majors, if literally nothing happens to Alcaraz and Sinner, what would you put the over-under on them winning the next 10?
All 10?
You almost have to bite your lip, and you can't believe how good they are.
Sports performance studies show that opponents subconsciously pick up on posture and movement as signals of confidence or vulnerability. Carlos gives them none. Every point looks like a reset. Every mistake looks forgotten before the next bounce. That's rare, especially for someone this young. And this is why veterans don't talk about his shots as much as they talk about how he feels to play. Matches against Carlos feel longer, mentally heavier, like you're fighting an uphill battle even on flat ground, which leads to a terrifying realization for the rest of the tour. Mentality is usually the last thing to fully develop in a player's career. Carlos already has it. And that raises a much bigger question. If this is his mindset now, what does he turn into once his body fully matures? Because physically, he hasn't even reached his peak yet.
Carlos Alcaraz kind of flipped it. Like, I don't know that I had seen it. We've obviously seen people sneak in, but I think his speed is different than anyone else we've seen. I think his ability to inject pace off of, you know, hit one chip and then inject pace really quickly off the next one, all in real time with like no decision to be made. He would inject pace to a corner as soon as he saw kind of the side or back of Sinner's front shoulder. He was just, screw it, I'm in. I'm like sprinting forward. And even if he gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, he's such a great volleyer. And I'm just saying, like, his volleying over the last 2 or 3 years, it has become more than elite. And you don't, again, I'm fighting being hyperbolic, but the stuff that he's able to come up with. So even if he gets caught and has a bad read on if the guy's bled out enough, right? If he's extended enough, can he poke a passing shot? He'll pick it up off his shoe tops, and he still has a 50-50 shot of fighting it off just with athleticism. This changes a lot of things. It's not like a chip and charge where it's like a scripted play. It's not like, okay, earn your approach shot, take your approach shot, which is like the basis of every 2-on-1 that's ever been done in training. This is like, I'll hit a short chip. He comes. I already know on the next one, I'm just going to inject pace deep, and I am flying in. Like, this thing ain't stopping. There's going to be, this thing is just going to go back and forth.
Let us know what you think about Carlos Alcaraz. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.